In this week's episode, we get the old girl up and running, amongst other things. It started off with trying to get the thing started for a quick lap down the street before completely disassembling it, just to make sure everything run as it should, while I'm going to have the engine and the gearbox out. The plan was to bypass the lift pump and rely on a gravity feed through the front louver. It was a great idea in theory, but this thing must be thirsty. So without the lift pump, there was no chance of us getting it to drive, let alone idle effectively. It'd stumble and it just kept stalling out. And might I mention, this was also the day before my honeymoon. And seeing as the car had been sitting outside in the cold, we needed a secret ingredient. From there we managed to get it started, but the attempt to drive it down the street ended in failure as we couldn't get the Land Rover to idle very well at all. And with this horrible cobbled together setup, it just wasn't going to happen. So whilst I was enjoying the sunshine in the Gold Coast, it appeared to have rained a fair amount in Palmerston North. So it was on to attempt number 2 to take the Land Rover for a quick drive down the street before ripping it into a million pieces, potentially never to go back together again. So old mate Miles was on the case and decided we're going to hardwire in a small fuel tank straight to the lift pump. Made for it. Yeah, like it fucking grew there, mate. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that, yeah, look in that line. Beautiful. Yeah. Nice. Giving back to Papa Tuanuku. Century. Take no responsibility for these actions. Nah, bro, that's secure. Nice little bow. Bro, did you used to be a truck driver? We're kind of got to see if it's just gonna run first. After Miles had finished blatantly abusing my battery terminal, she started first pop and it purrs like a kitten. It almost sounds like a Prius. A Prius that does about 20 litres per 100 kilometres, that is. Is there anything in front of it? Never having driven a Land Rover before, first thing I did was put it in reverse, but I did find forward and I did make it out of the driveway. And it was at this point I realised just how thirsty the old beast is. And plot twist, we forgot to put I didn't even realise there wasn't a breather hole in the lid for this dummy fuel tank. And now it was attempt number 2 to get out of the driveway. And it appears that the drum brakes are seized on. Or maybe the Land Rover has no power. Well, one of these two things. But turn it around over here. 3 males were killed today. It was definitely hard work getting it out of the driveway. I mean, the thing has no power steering and I didn't quite make the left turn out of the driveway, so I just had to feed it some jandal and mount the curb. But all in all, it's a 4-wheel drive, so she loved it. I think the indicators still work too before I cut them. Yeah, I'll wait for you to jump out.
Lucky that battery didn't jump out of the engine bay.
First drive, what do you reckon?
Fuck.
Oh, this is the engine.
Oh, it's like slot in. And then this will get the fucking...
I like the Karcher hat.
Bro.
This is only held in by like one screw, two screws this floor.
Oh look, we got a spanner back there. Drop forged? Nah, it's made in India, brother.
What are the odds? I thought the toolkit would have been made in England like the rest of the vehicle. Go figure. The old British cutting costs using the colony. So the next task was the removal of the roof, which proved fairly problematic as it had been glued down with a combination of silicone and double-sided spongy sealant. I don't know what it's called, but it was no match for a heavy mallet and the paint scraper. And a buttload of elbow grease.
What's the weapon of choice today, Johnny?
The paint scraper and a hammer. It sounds solid.
And the old stubborn bolts were no match for the 1mm zip disc on the angle grinder. Even the most stubborn bolts were just chopped in half as I couldn't be bothered, and I'm probably not going to reuse a single one.
Miles, we're not letting that glass smash on my driveway.
Yeah, bro, hit it. Nah.
only guess how bad the other one is.